So it's lesson 3.2, part 2 is what I'm calling it. And we're going to focus on elimination. So yesterday's substitution, it was pick an equation, solve for x or y. Today, elimination. Okay? You guys have some experience with elimination. What do you remember?
You cancel one variable.
All right.
So you're eliminating something.
Okay? We're going to cancel a variable. We're going to eliminate something. Is that the direction you were headed, Elena, too? No? Okay. Okay. So, this problem right here, as we look at it, is set up for elimination because they're kind of lined up, aren't they? And some of them were yesterday also lined up, which made it harder for me to get you guys wanting to do that substitution, but lined up. We've got x's lined up with x's, y's with y's, even to the point of equal signs lined up. That's important. Numbers with numbers. Okay, so what's your plan? What is easiest to eliminate? I'm going to give Keaton this one. The real Keaton, right? Okay, eliminating the 4. So you're talking about the x's. Okay. Why? Why are you picking the x's? Because they'll cancel because they already have the same number, right? Okay, so good. We're looking for the ones with the same number. How I set this up, I draw my line underneath. Now, these x's, one's a positive 4, the other's a negative 4. Do I want to add these equations or subtract the equations? Okay. It's a positive 4 and a negative 4. If I add those, will I get 0? Yes. So, and I don't necessarily remember how Mrs. Rogers teaches it. I teach, or I guess Mrs. Brock, whoever you guys had, I teach opposite signs add. The 4 and negative 4x are opposite signs, so opposite signs add. And in fact, most of the time I'll just teach add. We'll make sure we have opposite signs, which I think is what you guys have seen. So, let's add this. 4 plus negative 4x is cancels, right? 2y plus 3y. 5y. Carry down my equal sign. 9 plus 16. 25? Okay. What is my next step from here? Divide, yes? Okay, it's 5 times y equals 25. Divide by that 5. And y is 5. Okay. So, the opposite of substitution, the first step is the easiest here. Okay, getting them so you can eliminate that variable and finding the first one. Am I done with this problem? No. What kind of answer am I going to have in the end? X, Y, ordered pair, yes. It's not, we need both the X and Y. So I have Y here. Thoughts on how you want me to find X? Jake? Plug it in where?
Either one of the equations.
Okay. So we're going to take that Y equals 5, and we're going to plug in or substitute it into one of the original equations. It's your choice. Which equation looks nicer to you? Okay. A lot of you are saying top. Let's go for it. Could you use the bottom? Yes. So 4x plus 2y, except my y is 5. Equals 9. Okay. First step. What is that first step? Okay, so multiply the 2 and 5. So then we have 4x plus 10 equals 9. Next step. Okay, if it's 4x plus 10, we want to subtract 10 over. 4x, 10 minus 10 cancels. What is 9 minus 10? Negative 1. And if it's 4x equals negative 1, we're going to divide by 4. Because it's 4 times x, divide by 4. What is x? Okay, I like it. He said negative 1 over 4. That's the best answer in my opinion, is negative 1/4. Could you have gone decimal if you really wanted to? Yeah, you could say negative 0.25. Could you say the answer is negative 4? No, because, yeah, that's upside down. You're dividing the 4 is underneath. When that bigger number's on bottom, it stays that fraction. And how did you express your final answer? Ordered pair. So negative 1/4, comma 5. Math Excel forced you to use ordered pairs last night, right?
Yes.
Okay. Questions? That was kind of the intro level problem. It was all set up to eliminate. Okay. All right, for the second problem. Negative 2x plus 8y equals negative 8. Negative 5x plus 8y equals negative 20. Okay, what's different here? Okay. So, Elena, what'd you say?
The 8s are both positives.
Okay. The 8s are both positives. So this time, first of all, she's looking at y's, right? We are set up to eliminate y's in this problem because that's where my 8s are. But they're both positives. Okay? I heard two different answers and they're both good. And this is where you can do your own thing or you can go with me. I don't, So Keaton, you said subtract.
Yeah.
And one of the things I've taught at times is if I'm trying to eliminate my 8y's and they have the same sign, it's same sign, subtract. That's one option. If you do that, what you have to be careful of is remembering that you are subtracting everything in that bottom row. Okay? So that's one thing you have to be careful of. So you're subtracting everything in the bottom row. Now, I think it was Ross used the word, what did you say, distribute a negative. So what is he doing? He's taking that bottom, technically, did you say bottom or did I just make up bottom?
I didn't say which one.
Okay. He's distributing a negative to one of the equations, right? I don't know, for whatever reason, I tend to go to the bottom one. It doesn't matter. But when he says distribute a negative, he's multiplying that bottom by a negative 1, yes? Or one of your equations. And that's the direction I tend to go more. So what's that mean? A negative 5x will become a positive 5x. Plus 8x becomes, plus 8y becomes minus 8y, and negative 20 becomes plus 20. So now, am I still subtracting? No. Because I change all those signs, I'm going to think in terms of this adding. That's my recommendation. And so you go through and change all the signs on one of them so that you can add. So I will often call it multiplying by negative 1. Same idea as distributing a negative. So, what do we have here? Negative 2x plus 5x. 3x. 8y plus negative 8y. Cancel. Negative 8 plus 20. 12. If you did it slightly different than me, are you at the same place?
Yeah.
That's the key. If 3x equals 12, then what? Divide by 3, and x is 4. Am I done? Okay. We've got to find the other half of the answer, right? So, Jay said go back and plug that 4 in. Where? Okay. Either or, pick one of your original equations. Okay. And so, I don't know, they both have negatives and stuff, don't they? So negative 2x plus 8y equals negative 8. So negative 2x. What's x? 4. Plus 8y equals negative 8. What's your first step here? Multiply it. Negative 2 times 4 is negative 8 plus 8y equals negative 8. How do I get the 8y by itself? If it's a negative 8, to move that to the other side of the equation, we're going to add 8. We add 8 to one side, add 8 to the other side. Negative 8 plus 8? 0. So now I have 8y. Negative 8 plus 8? 0. How do I finish solving for y? You can. Officially, if it's 8 times y, we need to divide by 8. Okay. What is 0 divided by 8? 0. Because 0 is on top, this is doable. This is solvable. If you punch 0 divided by 8 in your calculator will say 0. Okay? The question becomes, what if the 0 was on the bottom? That's when we have a problem, right? If you try and do 8 divided by 0 in your calculator, it's going to give you an error. Okay? So, final answer here was 40. Okay. Should I call that a level 2 problem? You had to change the sign, right? Ready for level 3? Maybe we're even jumping, this is level 4. I don't know. Whatever you want to call it. Still want to use elimination. 2x plus 7y equals 4. 3x plus 5y equals negative 5. What are your thoughts? Okay. We're going to do multiplying here. Yes. Do you guys remember that part of elimination? Do I have x's or y's the same? No. Okay. So somehow you have to pick, and you have to get them the same. It's kind of a personal choice here. Do you want to make the x's the same, or do you want to make the y's the same? Okay, period. Okay, so I was going to say, why are you guys picking x's? Smaller? Okay, because 2x and 3x can both multiply to be 6. 6 would technically be least common multiple. You guys remember that word? Okay. 7 and 5, if you wanted to go 7 and 5, you'd make them both 35. I agree. Smaller numbers are a little bit better, aren't they? I'm all for that. So, if we're trying to make 6's, if it's 2x, that top equation is going to have to multiply by 3. The bottom equation has a 3x, so we have to multiply by 2. Now, I do agree. Technically, you could do this, but if we do this now, I'm going to have the same signs. What's a little bit easier on us to have opposite signs? So, multiply one of them by a negative along the way. It technically doesn't matter. I'm a bottom type person. It just seems more natural to have the negative on the bottom. Doesn't matter. So let's rewrite these. That top equation, when I multiply it by 3, who can tell me what that top equation is going to be when I multiply it by 3 there? What do you got, Jake? 6x plus 21y equals 12. I like it. Everything multiplied by 3. The bottom equation, we're going to multiply by negative 2. That's what I'm choosing to do at least. When I multiply that bottom equation by negative 2, now what? Okay. Negative 6x minus 10y equals positive 10. And officially, I always like to ask this, my 6x and negative 6x and negative 6x are what kind of signs? I have them opposite signs now, yes? So since I have them to be opposite signs, I am now set up to add. Okay? So that's where I tend to go, is opposite signs so we can add. 6x plus negative 6x. It cancels. 21y plus negative 10y. 11y. 12 plus 10. 22. If 11y equals 22, divide by 11, and y is 2. How do you guys want to finish this? Okay. Plug it back in. What are my options for plugging it back in?
Plug it back into any of the two original equations.
Okay. Technically, you can use these new ones, can't you? My preference, my originals have smaller numbers, don't they?
Yeah.
So I'd rather use the originals. But technically, you can do that. So pick whichever one looks better to you. Which one? Top one? What, because there's no negative? You guys and your scariness of negatives. Okay, so 2x plus 7y, but y is 2, equals 4. So 2x plus 14 equals 4. Subtract 14. 2x equals negative 10. Divide by 2, and x is negative 5. Final answer? Negative 5, 2. Get that word pair in the right order. Okay. Slight typo on the next problem. Did you guys catch it? 3x plus or minus 7y. It's not a choice. You don't get to just pick whatever you want it to be there. We're going to make that a plus. So that is 3x plus 7y equals 15, and 5x plus 2y equals negative 4. Okay, so this one, skill-wise, this one matches up with the last one. We've kind of hit the skills. Now, the one thing that we kind of skipped over. Is there an option sometimes where you can multiply one equation and not the other? Yeah, depending on the situation. For instance, if you have an x and a 5x, could you just take that x and multiply it by 5? Or negative 5, honestly, whatever. Okay? Good. So let's practice with this one. 3x plus 7y equals 15. 5x plus 2y equals negative 4. What are you guys thinking? Okay. He says 5 and 3. So that means he's making my x's 15s. Or we could do 14 for y's, yes? 7 and 2, 2 and 7, whichever way it is. Does it matter? Okay. I mean, they're close. It's 14 or 15. It's which one do you want to work with. Here's what I'm going to do. Last time we eliminated x. I'm going to eliminate y this time. Okay. Honestly, if you feel confident in your skills and you want to try the other one and meet me, you can do that if you want. Okay. So, if we're eliminating y's, the top is a 7y, so I'm going to multiply by 2. The bottom is a 2y, so we're going to multiply by 7. If we want to make these opposite signs, Since they're currently the same, make one of them a positive, right? Or a negative, I mean. Sorry. Okay. So multiplying that top equation by 2. Can I pick on someone I haven't talked to yet today? Got some quiet people out there. We multiply that top equation by 2. Connor Hyman, you got that top equation by 2? You're doing the other way. I'll let you be then. He went the opposite way. Lauren, what'd you do?
6x plus 14y equals 30.
Okay. Bottom equation by -7. I guess I don't know who's going with me and who's trying to meet me in the end here. So, anyone got the bottom one by -7? You got it, Garrett?
Negative 35x minus 14y equals 28.
Okay. My 14s are opposite signs. Opposite signs tell me I'm going to. We're going to add there. Okay, 6x plus -35x. -29x. 14y and -14y, of course. Cancel. Carry down my equal sign. 30 plus 28. 58. Does it work? Is it nice and neat? -29x equals 58. Divide by -29. And x is -2. Good. And which one? Top one is a little bit bigger numbers, bottom one has a negative, right? They each have their problems, right? Okay, so what did you say, Connor? Top one?
Yep.
So 3x, so 3 times -2 plus 7y equals 15. 3 times -2 is -6. Plus 7y equals 15. How did you guys solve for y? It's -6. Let's add 6. 7y equals 15 plus 6. 21. Divide by 7, and y is 3. Okay, final answer of -2, 3. Did you have success? Those of you that went the other way, did you meet me? It worked? Okay, so we're confident in these skills, yes?
Yes.
Okay, almost there then. Yes, I do want to look at this next one. -3x plus y equals -5. 3x minus y equals 5. What do you want to eliminate? Okay, so as you look at this, you're like, okay, I want to eliminate x's. -3x, 3x, that works. Or if you didn't see that, you want to eliminate y's. We're already set up with opposite signs, yes?
Yes.
So, we're going to add. What is -3x plus 3x? 0. It cancels. What is y plus -y?
0.
So what remains on the left side of the equation? No, on the left side of the equation. Nothing, or I'm going to put a 0, yes? Okay. On the right, what is -5 plus 5? 0. Okay. Can you relate this to what we talked yesterday in substitution? Okay. My variables, what happened to my variables? They poofed. They're gone. So, my options were infinitely many solutions or no solution. How do I know this is infinitely many? 0 does equal 0. This is a true statement, and so infinitely many solutions. One more. Last problem of the day. Top one on the back side. 4x minus 6y equals 6. Negative 4x plus 6y equals 10. What do you want to eliminate? Okay. Either, whichever one makes you happy, right? They're opposite signs, so opposite signs. I add. What is 4x plus negative 4x? 0. It cancels. What is negative 6y plus 6y? 0. It cancels. So what remains on the left side? 0. On the right side, 6 plus 10? 16. Just because I want to make sure we saw an example, what do you know? No solution. My variables canceled out. Okay. And then does 0 equal 16? No. So that is an example of no solution. Okay, can we handle this?
Yes.
Okay. Your homework is in Math Excel, lesson 3.2.2. You've got right around 10 minutes, I think. So let's use this time wisely, please. If you had anything from last night to finish up, and you have a question on it, now is a good time to take care of that question as well.